Hi and welcome, Brick House Bones family. Today's video is all about beginner balance exercises. So if you are someone that is relatively unstable, perhaps you use a cane or a walker and you haven't done any balance exercises before, this is a great place for you to start. Now these are all going to be done in standing. You may use a counter or a chair for your support. You can use your walker for support, but just make sure you have something behind you so that if you need to sit down, you can sit quickly. So a chair behind you is a great idea if you're using your walker as your support device. My name's Dr. Lisa. I'm a physical therapist and an osteoporosis and cancer exercise specialist, and I'm on a mission to serve as many people as possible to prevent falls and fractures. Welcome. And if you're new here, I would be so honored if you would subscribe to my channel. And if you've been following along already, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for all you do to share my content with others who also would benefit from it. All right, let's get to work here. So standing up. Now you can be at your chair or counter like this with both hands on it. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see me. I would like your feet under your hips. So if you put your hands on your hip bones, you should see both feet side to side. So maybe a little bit wider than a fist between your feet, but not too much more than that. I don't want them out here, okay? So right up under your hips, and we're going to start with rising up on your toes and then leaning back and lifting your toes, whatever bit you're able to do. And as you do that, up and down, notice we're going really slowly. You may find that when you go to lift your toes up, that you have to really do that. Don't do that. Stay up nice and tall and just lift your toes to whatever level you're able to do. So we're waking up the muscles around the ankle, which are the first place that we begin to recover our balance if we're losing our balance. So trying to maintain that height, you may be getting a little tired in the back of the calf doing this. We're building some strength in those tissues. We want that. Good. Now let's plant both feet down. Again, you can absolutely hang on. Let's lift one toe, set it down, lift the other toe. So we're strengthening this small muscle in the front of the shin, and this one is responsible for helping to prevent a fall going backwards, which I see a lot happen for my clients, is losing their balance backwards. Happens for my mom, so we make sure she does this one also. Good. Alternating, lifting one toe and the other. And what you may notice that you do while you do this is we're getting a little weight shifting in. That's an important component of balance too. All right. Excellent job. Now, continue hanging on to whatever you're needing to hang on to for balance. Work on that nice tall posture, shoulders back, crown of the head is reaching up. You know where your feet are. You don't need to look at them. We're going to slow march, picking that knee up as high as you can go. Good. Use whatever support you need. Working on shifting side to side. 8, I'm guessing. 9, 10. Excellent. Okay, you will see if you watch my videos that I have a reputation for not counting well. I'm okay with it. All right, so if you can do hands on your hips, do hands on your hips. If you need hands on your chair, do that. You make the smartest decision for you. Now we're going to shift our weight and just rock. Just rock a little bit forward and back. I'm just rocking. Just rocking. You don't have to lift your heels or your toes. I want you to just feel your weight shift to the front of your foot. Feel your weight shift to your heel. And I'm not doing this. It's my whole body shifting to my toes, shifting to my heels. It's a very small movement, but this is the beginning of where you have a sense of your weight moving beyond your balance, and you can correct it. Let's do that similarly, but side to side. So shift your weight to the right and to the left. So you should feel one leg get very light, very little weight on one leg, all the weight on the other. Shift to the other side, lots of weight on the left now, very light on the right. Feeling the whole foot have contact with the floor. So often we're going to keep shifting while I'm talking, shifting your weight side to side. Often we'll talk about the foot tripod. And so that is the base of your big toe, where your big toe knuckle is, the base of your little toe, where that knuckle is right before your little toe starts, and your heel. And those 3 points form a tripod, and that is your stable foot position. So we'll pause for a second. So when you're standing on your feet, you should feel that you have all 3 points of that foot tripod in contact with the floor. And sometimes what I'll see is sometimes the big toe knuckle will come up, and I'll say press that knuckle down so you have all 3 points in contact. Or the little toe will come up, or the heels will come up. We want all 3 points touching because that gives you better balance. All right, next up, we practiced our weight shift, and we're going to move on to practice our single leg balance. And we have lots of variations here to make this achievable and successful for you. So variation 1 can be that you set one leg out like a little kickstand. So I'm going to be up nice and tall. I have my kickstand. I have my hand support if I need it. If I can, feather that hand just slightly off my support. We want to do that for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Now we're going to come to the other side. On the other side, you can do it the exact same way, or you can do this slightly more advanced method. Remember, shift your weight first. That's part 1. Then pick up the foot. For this one, if you can, hold that foot in the air. Even if you have to touch the chair or your counter, hold that other foot in the air. If you need to, you can put it down into that kickstand method. That's just fine. Do what feels best for you today. So we're holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you did it a lot longer than that because I was talking, which is great. Good for you. So the start of balancing on one leg is shift the weight, then lift the leg. Shift the weight, then lift the leg. That weight shift is the key to getting your balance on top of the leg that you're standing on. That's going to make a big difference if you practice that. So let's do one more trial of one leg balance. So we'll go to the first side we did, shifting over. If you did kickstand, great. Go ahead and do that again. If you feel like you can hold that leg up, even if you have your hands on the counter, great. Remember to be tall. Don't collapse in the body now. We're not crumpling down here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you see me lifting up my hand, just playing with a little bit to see if you can get a few seconds of that one-legged balance unsupported. And just make sure you have something behind you, or you can put that foot down if you need to. Now we're going to shift to the other side, weight shift, leg comes up, tall posture so we're not collapsing, coming up strong, but we don't lock the knee out, and holding, and maybe for a second or two, you can lift up that hand of support. Even a half second counts. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. All right. So that is static balance. Static balance means we're standing still. A very important component of balance is dynamic balance. Balance that we need when we're moving. And that's when we tend to have an accident or a fall, is when we're moving. We're moving and we catch our toe on something. We're moving and something trips us up. We're moving and we turn our head because somebody called our name, and that causes us to stumble. Or we think of something that we forgot in the other room. So moving or dynamic balance is a really important component of what we do. So starting here, starting with your support, we're going to do some stepping in multiple directions. And the first stepping is going to be forward. So we're going to step forward and come back, forward and come back. And you'll see that I'm actually putting my weight onto that leg. It's not a tap. So step and return, step and return. Good job. Let's keep going. Even if you're using your walker, even if you're using the counter or the back of a chair, we're practicing that step, practicing that weight shift, loading the spring on that front leg and pushing back. This is a strength exercise also, not just balance. You get more than one benefit. You don't have to bend it very far. But we're getting a lot of weight shifting here, which is really important for control. And if you're going a little slower than me, fine, no problem. You do you. You do where you're at today. If you're going a little faster, that's fine too. I don't mind. Great. So that was our forward direction. And now from here, if you're hanging onto your counter, we're going to do the side direction. So left side, right side. So you can have both hands on the back of your chair or both hands on your counter for that. Side to side. Very good. Step and return, step and return. Excellent. Now, this is the first video on balance. This is the beginner balance. The next video is going to be intermediate balance. So as you get better, you get to move to the next video where I have slightly more complex balance exercises for you to help you get even more confident on your feet, even more confident moving around all the places that you need to go. Excellent. Let's do 2 more here. And then after the intermediate, well, of course, there's an advanced balance video coming also. So keep watching because I'm producing so much content to help support you. All right, now, here's the kicker. We have to be able to go backwards. And backwards is often a really difficult move for people. So if you need a spotter, you want somebody close by to help you, or say this was your countertop, maybe you have a chair 1 step behind you so that if you need to, you can sit in that chair. But backward stepping needs to look like this. And I want you to watch this first before you do it. The mistake that I see people make when they step backwards is they lead with their head. So they lead with their head and they step and you can't maintain your momentum and you fall backwards. That is something that's easy to fix if you do this. So head goes forward just slightly, then step, and then feet can come together. But what we're going to do for the exercise, head goes forward, step, and return. Step. So notice as my foot goes back, my head goes forward. And that creates the right counterbalance so that you don't lose your balance. So practice that with me. Head goes forward a little bit, step, and return, step, and return. Great. You guys are looking great. So proud of you for looking for this information, for trying to do something maybe new to help yourself and to make it better and easier for you to get around safely and prevent a fall. To me, the most important thing is that you can do the things that you enjoy and love doing with the people that you love doing it with. I want your world to stay big and active and engaged and not get small. Let's do 2 more. Good. So we did some weight shifting, we did some ankle activation, we did some versions of single leg balance, we talked about our foot tripod and that base of support we need, and then we did stepping in multiple directions for dynamic balance. Great job. Great effort. Practice that every single day. That's appropriate to do every single day. Set yourself up for some safety and watch your balance improve. You will be amazed how it improves if you practice it. All right, thanks for watching. Hey, do me a favor, and if you've watched all the way to this point, tell me if you've had a fall or an almost fall in the last year. Leave a comment down below and say, yep, I had a fall. I want to know how many of you are really struggling and at risk with your balance and need more support.